going to take a couple of minutes today to show you the data sharing capabilities of RelayManager 1.6. On the device labeled Van1, I've entered the roster information for our team. I've selected the race, also selected the option to prepare for race start, and then I enabled the data sharing between devices, which generates a team token that you can see here. Just to save time for the purposes of this demonstration, I've entered that team token on a second device, and when I submit, that pulls down that information from the server, and device 2 now has all the roster information for Van 1. As we're ready to start a trial run here, I'll just go ahead and press yes for listening status, turning listening status on, and both devices now are synchronized, and device 2 is ready to receive updates from Van 1. Okay, so at this point, go back to the Van 1 device, and I will record the start of the race. I'm just going to do a couple of quick handoffs here, just to put some, just to have some information to share between devices. And as I go back to Van 1 or Van 2 now, you can see that the two devices are synchronized. Let's just imagine that both devices lose their network connections at this point. So I will turn airplane mode on both devices, which disconnects them from the network. And I'll go back to device 1 and record a couple of more handoffs. So right now we're on leg 6, and at the first major exchange. At this point, the timekeeper in Van 1 is now going to switch his data sharing role for his device to just listening mode. There isn't anything to really pick up since it's off the network, but at this point device 1, Van 1, is ready to pick up any handoff information from Van 2. So I'll switch back to Van 2 at this point, change that data sharing role to timekeeper mode, turn listening status off and the handoff status on. At this point it asks me to confirm that leg 4 is the current leg and Brent Hansen the current runner. Well, that's not correct. The current runner is the runner on leg 6. So that gives me the option of selecting that runner. I save that information, and now as I go back to the timer, I'm ready to record the handoff for leg 6. Enable the record handoff button. I record that handoff, and now Jessica Longman on leg 7 is on her way. I'll just record just one more handoff, and we'll turn the airplane mode off, so we're connected to the network again. And Van 2 is now synchronizing its information with the server. We're to switch back over to Van 1 at this point. Let's turn the airplane mode off again so it's connected to the network. And van 1 is ready to start listening for updates from van 2. As you can see, it just synchronized its information with the other device and picked up the missing leg information. If we go into the reports and look at the leg results, you can see that it has all the information from all the legs, and van 1 and van 2 are now synchronized. If I record another handoff, from van 2, as you can see, the two devices are synchronized. You'll notice that sometimes there'll be just a very slight difference in times between devices. The time that's recorded is just an absolute network time, and so if the device hasn't synchronized its time with the network recently, then it might be off by a second or two. But those differences all get reconciled just on the server. Well, that's about it for this demonstration of data sharing. If you have any questions or suggestions, please don't hesitate to contact support at synequanonsolutions.com. There's a handy link on the help menu to email in any questions or suggestions. And as always, your positive reviews in the App Store are greatly appreciated. Many thanks, and we'll talk to you later.